Welcome, Gemini, my fellow Gemini moons, Gemini sun, Gemini rising, those intuitively guided. Welcome to your reading. This is your birthday reading for those who are celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday. I just love you guys so much. I just do. All right, we're going to get into your reading. So this is your June 2023. I'm doing it a little bit early because some of you are celebrating your birthday in May. So, time is fluid anyways. Like, you'll find this reading when you're meant to, or it'll find you. Just trust in your guides. Just really interesting. I have a members only, what do I want to call it? A members only program where once a week, we go live and I answer all my members' questions, and I know some of them are Gemini, so shout out to you. But just very interesting is one of the members came in with a code word, and her code word was dragonfly, which, how's that going to come out? However, the most interesting thing is one of the other members was saying, left a message and said that, or not left a message, but said to us, I have all of a sudden I'm noticing all these ladybugs, and she called them a damselfly, all around me. And I said, what's a damselfly? And she said, a dragonfly, a smaller dragonfly. And lo and behold, that just so happened to have been the other member's code word. That's the word she used, her code word. So, I trust our guides in these readings. They show us all the time that they're paying attention to us. They're listening to, it's like God is listening to your prayers. Many times your prayers are being answered, though they may be being answered differently than you requested, but that would only mean they're being answered in a better version. So letting go of that control, like pray for what it is you want to pray for, and then release it. So anyways, I don't know why I'm telling you all this right now, except that I found that so interesting. And why am I saying it in Gemini's reading? Neither one of them were Gemini. Anyway, interesting though. So we go live once a week, and they can ask any questions they want to ask. It's such a nice group. So I do have some who are Gemini, so I want to give you a shout out. Okay, let's get back to the reading. All right, we're going to use 3 different decks. We're going to use Mother Mary for our words of wisdom. We're going to use the Luminous Tarot to do any clarifying that needs to happen. And I don't know, guys, I'm sticking with the Psychic Tarot. It's just been on fire, so not going to change it yet. Let's start with our words of wisdom from Mother Mary. Don't mind my nails. I painted them and then started shuffling my cards too soon, so they're a little messed up, but you guys don't care. All right, Gemini, my twins. I put a poll out on YouTube asking what type of readings you guys would like to see next, and I think I gave 5 different options, and so far the biggest response was your monthly for June, and this is one of the reasons why I decided I'm going to do your monthly already. All right, you got 2 cards. Well, speaking of prayer, hello. And those are the synchronicities you want to look for in a reading. Like, ironic, I was just talking about praying, and then we get prayers. Prayer. Instead of worrying, I pray about this situation to bring about real solutions. Instead of worrying, I pray about this situation to bring about real solutions. And then we have compassion. I see and feel others' points of view with forgiveness and kindness. You know, I feel like once you're vibrating at the Empress's energy, let's say, compassion is just a natural part of who you are. Doesn't mean you should always take on, you have to learn like what energy to take on, whose energy to take on, and who's not. You can have compassion without, because being, what's the word I'm looking for? Being the Empress means that, you do take on other people's feelings, and that can be difficult. So, understand, like, where should I take, whose feelings should I take on and who should I not? I have to be able to discern between the two. Anyway, compassion. I see and feel others' points of view with forgiveness and kindness. All right, let's get into the Psychic Tarot. By the way, I'll read probably both, but at least one from the book, from Mother Mary's book, at the end of the reading. You guys know, I say it all the time, that's where it is most profound. It's like the cherry on top. All right, let's give these a cut. And Gemini. June. I'm saying June. Again, time is fluid. Gemini. Okay. Well, I like that. Hope. That's the star. Card of Aquarius. Trying to think who is your opposite. Might be Aquarius. I'm not sure. Anyways, probably not. It's usually not the same sign. Might be Capricorn. Anyway, hope. This is about your dreams and your wishes and manifesting them. Bringing them into reality. We have wisdom. 2 major arcanas back to back, first of all. This is the Hierophant. Card of Taurus. So we have Aquarius and Taurus side by side here. Wisdom. This is about your belief system. What is it you believe in? And do you follow that? You know what I mean? Or do you tend to follow other people's belief systems and then kind of get lost in that? I feel a little of both, to be honest. But I don't feel like, I feel like if something's not good for you, I don't think you get stuck in it too long. 5 is about change. It's interesting because this is reminding me of, like, this person, which feels like someone, like a prophet or what have you, looking at this home, and I feel like I'm looking at this home because I want to bring a sense of belief back to this home. I don't feel like this is like a Jehovah's Witness that just knocks on your door, that type of thing. I feel like they feel it before they even arrive. That can be spiritually, but that can also be a person. Maybe both, actually, because, all of a sudden I'm also feeling like your spirit guides. Like they're right there. Okay. Let's keep going. 2 major arcanas back to back. We have patience and planning. Patience and planning. Number 7. We're in a universal year 7. So this could talk about something that you have been patient with, and this may be the year that you see it manifest, especially with the star right here. And I also feel like this is talking about this is doing something, I feel like, not just with your wisdom. It just feels like of a higher vibration. Planning. I want to bring this dream to my reality, right? But maybe it did take a little bit of planning. And maybe that's what the patience was about. often feel the Seven of Pentacles is your soul seed of intention. It's the seeds that your soul wanted to or wants to experience in this lifetime. You know, interesting, because 7 really speaks about spirituality, and then 5, the Hierophant right next to it. Some of you, it's just like your vibration is lifting. We have discontentment and boredom. That's the 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups asks you to use your spiritual discernment as it relates to making any decisions in your life. It's funny because this person, not even funny, but this person seems to have their back to all this energy, and I'm not sure why. You know, like there's discontentment in one's life here, but yet here, like everything behind them is saying your dreams can come true. You just need to believe. Sometimes you do need to be patient, but while you're being patient, put a plan in place. You know, this can be doing nothing. Just like, I don't know, I just feel like this person is just, like they feel like, what's the sense? What's the sense? Not sure why yet, but we'll figure that out. Figure out why they have their back to really what is beautiful type energy. We have moving on. This is the 6 of Swords. Okay, so clearly this speaks about something that has been toxic to your energy, and that can be people, that can be thoughts, right? Discontentment and boredom, yet they're not really doing anything here. Their back is to all this really quite beautiful energy. So there's something I need to look at. And then, you know, it's like once you have this type of realization, you know, whether again, it's just like the people I'm around are, you know, hindering my growth, hindering my love, whatever it may be. This is first the realization and then the moving away from that. Even sometimes I feel like it's our own thought system. I feel like the 6 of Swords is moving you a step closer to your dream. Well, hello soulmates. Spiritual union. I mean, 2 of Cups. Under the Hierophant. Wow, that definitely speaks of a higher type of love. It's interesting because I feel like someone over here, this person who kind of has their back to all that could be. And maybe it's because, like, I feel like I've been waiting. Sandy, I've been waiting. Well, what have you been doing as you've been waiting? Have you been putting a plan in place for your own life? You know, the 4 of Cups ask you to use your spiritual discernment. You have a 7 right next to that, which is very spiritual. And then you have the Hierophant, very spiritual. So I feel like some type of change is happening over here in the 6 of Swords. Which, I mean, hello, if the stars opening are reading up, and now we have a spiritual union, I feel like for some of you, that is maybe one of your prayers. You know, and I feel like when the soulmates comes out, and if it's relating to like love that I'd like to have in my life, I'm not looking for any type of, like any old type of love. I want the type of love that's going to last forever, right? I'm not interested in well, I don't want to say dating. Well, maybe this person in the 4 of Cups is like, can't even imagine that. You know what I mean? But listen, sometimes things happen even when you're doing nothing. Sometimes that telephone rings. Sometimes a friend will tell you about someone that you haven't heard about or talked about or even thought about in years. And all of a sudden it sparks something in you. Be open to all that. All right, we have power. Strength card. Really look at this image, because this person is half man, half lion. What does that mean? That means that this person has learned to control the lion within him or herself. This is true balance in every way. But this is inner balance. This is about you. 8s are always, at least I feel, are about self. And then a new beginning. Material harvest. We'll take it. We'll take it. That is the 9 of Pentacles. This person has their hands out like, I expect good things to happen, and therefore they do. Money flows to me easily and from all sources, which is good for all of mankind. And when I say that, what I mean, because I say that, but what I mean by that is, when money flows to me, I then, of course, pay my bills and what have you, but then I also then try to help others when I can. So this person feels humbled. Listen, some of you may have lost a job and find yourself on a different path. Maybe that freaks you out a little bit. But this is kind of an omen of saying, that you can have true success for yourself if you're willing to put in the work. Coming under that 4 of Cups again makes me just a little worried. All right, but however, we have victory and success. I'm going to keep them together. Let's talk about victory and success for a minute. To me, that's a very alluring energy. It's where other people are just attracted to your energy, in all ways, in love, but also in what it is that you bring to the world. The wisdom that you have. Some of you, a plan that you now put into place, and it may have taken some time, but nonetheless, I feel like you're on your way to victory. You're on your way. You're on your way to material harvest. Love that. But you're also on your way to meet the soulmate. See what's on the bottom of the deck? Patience. Another energy of patience. This is Temperance. Card of Sagittarius, by the way. But yeah, patience is Temperance's lesson. This is what Temperance teaches us. Have patience. Why? To allow things that are about to come together. First of all, if this is talking about love, it's the energy of letting go of control, because I feel like when Temperance shows up in a reading, I can let go of control. Temperance is saying the reason why you have to have patience is, listen, if we have a spiritual union going on here, maybe 2 people aren't quite there yet, right? Maybe one still has like some overcoming to do, let's say, or has to like find themselves. This person in the 4 of Cups has got to turn around and see the blessings that really lie before them. And not just the blessings, but one's ability to create material harvest, one's ability to find love, right? And if you think about it, like the higher your vibration is, the higher the vibration that's going to come back to you. It's the law of attraction. It's just the way it is. If I vibrate, if I'm discontent in my life, but I do nothing about it, the chances are I'm going to be discontent for the next cycle also. And I feel like that's why I want this person in the Four of Cups to turn around and see the potential. Temperance talks about divine timing. You know, maybe I was looking for success before I was really ready. Maybe I was looking for love, not just any kind of love, but a soulmate love. But maybe I wasn't quite ready, right? I can't really have my back to all this light and then think that I'm going to have a plentiful life. Now, some people are just lucky. But I feel like, you know, if I don't control my own life, then somebody else is going to. Intuition underneath temperance. You know what that makes me feel like? It makes me feel like divine is saying, you know, when's the right time to move on to the next chapter? When's the next time to really invite love back into my life? You know, should I take a chance in an area that must pique your interest? Can I have success? Well, temperance is saying yes, 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 but in divine timing. And again, I don't know why, but I keep going back to this Four of Cups. Just the way this person is truly has their back to everything. I feel like your guide's just saying, sweetie, look at what can be. You know, many of us have had a hard life. But there's many things within that hard life that we are able to let go of. You know, or, you know, let's say there's a lot of things within the challenges that really can give us a true sense of wisdom. You know, and that's something that nobody can take away from you. Once you've gained that wisdom, it's yours, baby. Nobody can talk you out of it. All right, let's bring in the Luminous Tarot. Let's give it a couple shuffles. And let's go deeper. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know, I like the 6 over here. Moving on, right? And then this 6 at the end of the line, victory and success. So I feel like it has to start with here. You know, the energy of moving on from, let's just say, your last chapter. Moving on towards something, again, that is part of your dream system, part of your soul's intention. Listen, just because my soul is like, this is what I want to experience in this lifetime, we also have free will. So I feel like the person in the Four of Cups is kind of using that free will. But I don't feel like it's serving them. Alright. I don't even know if I cut these. You know, let me cut them real quick. Because I don't feel like I did. But even if I did, it doesn't matter. Alright. Yeah, now I feel ready. Alright, so we're going to start at the beginning. We have Justice. Card of Libra. You know, it's interesting. We have, in your reading, we have Aquarius. We have Taurus. We have Leo. We have Sagittarius. And now we have Libra. Virgo. So justice. Justice is about balance. Can talk about legal. Maybe I'm with someone where I am not content. I'm bored. I'm not fulfilled. So this can talk about cutting those ties. Can represent a divorce. Now, I'm not telling you anything you wouldn't already know, because I feel like if it's speaking of divorce, you're the one who, at least I feel that, would want it. Because it's coming over the star. Unless someone's actually divorcing an Aquarius. Even if that was the case, though, the energy that moves forward from that is really quite beautiful, except for the Four of Cups. Justice is about making you whole again. Making you feel whole. Not like half the person I feel like in the Four of Cups. This is about what's fair and just for you. Sometimes you'll see her scales are balanced, and sometimes you'll see that they're unbalanced in a reading. This one, they're balanced. Well, hello, Ten of Cups. Wow. Ten of Cups coming over the Hierophant, with the Two of Cups right below it. It's interesting because we have Justice coming over the Star. And then the Six of Swords. So I do feel like Justice is representing the moving on, the cutting of ties from something that really, I feel like has, I don't know. I don't want to say robbed you of the experiences that your soul wanted to have, because in the same breath, this is about you using your spiritual discernment. You have to make the choice. You have to make the decision of whether I stay or go, or whether something's good or bad. The 5 right here, that's what it speaks of, change. But first I got to look at what needs to be changed. Six of Swords right there tells me that you're able to do that. Ten of Cups, the house of harmony, the house of love, the house of laughter and joy. Why do I feel like joy? I feel like joy. I almost feel like joy is your word. Like maybe joy for June is your word. All right. And I feel like there's someone who may be with someone, and listen, I wanted it to work. I really wanted it to work. But for whatever the reason, it didn't. And I'm not even going to say whose fault. It just didn't. Now, do I want to stay in that? Or, and listen, it can even, I'm not telling you to leave anyone, because if something can be healed, and that's your soul's desire, then by all means, heal it. But in the Four of Cups, discontentment and boredom, I'm not doing that. I'm almost just accepting, like maybe I think this is just the way my life's going to be. But that's not true. Well, I guess that's up to you. We have the Tower. Coming over patience and planning, again, the Seven of Pentacles. When I see Seven of Pentacles, first thing I always think of is it is your seed souls of attention, right? It's your tree of life, so to speak. So, I feel like, let's say that I feel a Tower is coming. Well, if I feel that, then I feel like Divine is giving you plenty of time to plan accordingly. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I like to hand out that Tower, but I'm nervous. I do feel like someone wants to cut ties with someone. But listen, that may require, not just the loss of love, but I feel like if I'm cutting ties, then the love is probably already gone. But it could mean that I may, my pentacles in some way could take a hit. Well, that's what I'm thinking, right? And listen, maybe they do. Maybe I have to be happy with 50% of something. But then you have joy back in your heart. I have to say, some of the happiest times in my life is when I had nothing. And that's the truth. Look at this with the Fool. The Fool is telling this person, or asking this person in the Four of Cups, to take a chance. Take a leap of faith. Take a leap. The Fool does not carry the past into his present or his future. The Fool has the understanding. And therefore, I can leave all that behind. Doesn't mean I forget everything, right? But, again, it's like as you become wiser, no one can take that away from you. Take a chance on me, take a chance on you. The Fool is looking at all the beauty. We have the Eight of Swords, self-created prison. One more time, self-created prison. Four of Cups, discontentment and boredom. This can be... Well, I had a word in my mind and it just left. This is the energy of breaking yourself free from this prison. I often say it makes sense, right? It makes sense. We're trying to protect ourselves. I don't know anyone who hasn't had, hurt, hasn't had loss, hasn't had things not turn out the way they expected. But I feel like, listen, maybe the universe has something better. I can look back at my own life and let's just talk about relationships. I can look back like when I got married back in 1979. And I thought that was it. It was forever. Well, it wasn't. Not even close. But now, I just so happen to be with the love of my life. It's a long time in between, right? Well, actually, we've been living together now for 3 years. And, we've known each other since we were 15. So I think why I'm saying that is because, sometimes you do have to take a chance. It can feel scary. It's like me moving here. I was scared out of my wits. Like, oh my God, am I going to have to change everything? And, what have you. All that fear was useless. I didn't need it. It was just useless. Look at this. The Ace of Wands. So for some of you, I feel like, listen, I may have thought I had the Ten of Cups, but then the Tower energy's there. Didn't work out the way I thought it was going to. A lot of things don't. You know what I mean? And we know that, and that's part of our wisdom, right? And also Divine's energy, knowing that Divine is helping to make your dreams come true. But Divine needs your action in the same breath. Like, I can't do it. I can't cross your free will. I've given you free will for that reason. I've also given you spiritual discernment for that reason. Not to get stuck, not to create prisons, but to free yourself and to live more like the Fool. The Fool doesn't know what's going to happen next. We have the Two of Wands. How interesting. We have the Ace of Wands coming over spiritual union. And so it begins. And so it begins. And then we have the Two of Wands. And this is me taking a step into it. This is me saying yes. Whether I'm saying yes to a person or I'm just saying yes to the universe. Yes. Yes. This person has the whole world in their hands. You got the whole world in your hands. You got the whole world in your hands. Knight of Pentacles, my favorite. This is a slow-moving night. So patience has definitely been a part of this picture, let's say. But this night promises you that it will arrive at the right time. This night is bringing you in a pentacle, and this pentacle has roots. This pentacle can last forever. And maybe it's meant to. You know, sometimes great love doesn't come in until we can handle great love. You know, or let me add this in too, because I feel like part of, you know, maybe I want love again, or maybe I'm entering love. But I have to know that doesn't guarantee me there won't be challenges. But you've learned, your wisdom is what has taught you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially this type of love. And, hello, being brought in by the Knight of Pentacles, which is, you know, I call him the loyal knight. Loyalty. My loyalty is to you. Here comes this knight. He's got that big pentacle, and he's looking right at victory and success. He's got the Fool above him. So this pentacle allows someone to truly change, if not your whole life, at least a part of your life. But I feel like eventually that will change the rest of your life for the better. I feel like the Strength card being here is really another energy that needs to be looked at, right? Because sometimes I think I'm not strong enough to overcome a tower. But you are. You are. You are. You know how I know that? Because you're a spiritual being. And there's nothing that you're going through in this lifetime that you haven't already been through. There may be some things in this lifetime that you really want to accomplish. You really want you'd love to see it manifest. Well, Divine's right there with you. Alright, let's put these down here. And let's go right down the middle. You know, look at this beautiful line. Wisdom. 10 of Cups. With who? The 2 of Cups. A soulmate. It says spiritual union. And then the Ace of Wands. You know, and I feel like, and by the way, this ace has new growth on it. New growth. Sometimes what I think is dead and gone has really yet to begin. You know, again, I can use myself as an example for that. I didn't expect that I would be back together with someone that I dated when I was 15. Didn't expect it, but yet here it is. Here I am. I'm living it. Ace of Wands, I feel like, is something you need to reach out. You know, it's almost like you have to say yes. You've got to reach out and grab this ace. But I'm not worried about it because there you are doing it. Okay, let's go right in between. Alright, we have the Queen of Cups. can be a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. But I feel like it's you. Now, for some of you, it can be a water sign. But really, I feel like even if that's the case, I still feel like it's you. Because I feel like this queen is looking for fulfillment. Real fulfillment. This is a queen who loves to love. This is a queen whose heart is open. Look at that, the Four of Cups, and it literally reversed itself right in front of us. How much do I love that? Because honestly, I feel like the only, let's say, difficult energy, I don't even want to say difficult, because in the Four of Cups, discontentment and boredom, it's me. It's me who's not doing anything. It's me who's not willing to take a chance. Maybe I don't want any more towers. Maybe that's why it's saying within plan. Finding inner fulfillment, I feel, is first and foremost. And then I feel like the universe will take care of the rest. So this Four of Cups turned itself around right in front of us, coming under the Ten of Cups, over the Two of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. Maybe someone unexpectedly reaches out. But if that's the case, would you be ready for it? This person, if you look here, is being handed a cup. Some type of fulfillment. Well, we know what it is because it's coming under the Ten of Cups, over the Two of Cups. So, I often feel this is the hand of God. Here's a cup that we agreed upon. But ultimately, do you accept it or not? Here, yes. I love that this came in reverse and in the perfect place. All right, let's keep going. We have the Three of Pentacles. Oh, wait a minute. Where'd this card come from? All right, we'll bring it in. We have the Three of Pentacles. I feel like this is saying you really just had to learn to know who you are. Like, know your uniqueness in this world. Know that you weren't put here for nothing, right? Each and every one of us has a purpose. And that purpose is to live a fulfilling life. Now, that doesn't mean that, I'm going to, fulfilling as in I'm going to have all the money I need, all the love I need. No, it's fulfilling in a way of, I don't know, as I gain this wisdom, it fulfills me more and more and more. This is great energy for collaboration, and I'm saying that because it's sitting next to the Nine of Pentacles. Who knows? Some of you may meet someone or reconnect, if this is new. The Fool is new. But if this is someone of your past, which would be new energy, though. You know what I mean? I don't feel like they'd be coming back in the same old attitude. I don't know why I said attitude. Maturity. If this is someone of the past, they would be coming in with more maturity. And it doesn't even have to mean age, just that they themselves have probably grown. Three of Pentacles, appreciating yourself. Knowing that you have what it takes. This, I often feel, is like the missing piece of the puzzle. You are the missing piece of the puzzle. You just have to know that. You may be the missing piece of the puzzle to someone else. Someone may be saying, I got everything I want, everything I need. The only thing I don't have is a great love. We have the Page of Wands, which is in reverse. Page of Wands is kind of like the Fool. Because I feel like the Page of Wands is someone who does take chances. And I do feel like the Page of Wands falls sometimes. I mean, we all do, right? But the Page of Wands is not like someone who's going to think long and hard about something. If it's something that, calls to me, then I'm probably going to move into it. And I got to be okay that sometimes I'm going to fall, that sometimes things aren't going to work out. But that's okay, because something new will open up. We have the Queen of Wands, and then we have the Ten of Swords. So I'm just going to slide these over. Queen of Wands is looking right at that Ten of Swords. She sees it now. And by the way, when I do a reading, so far your sign hasn't showed up, but I feel like you are all the people here. Except, there can, for some of you, somewhere in here is another. But honestly, I feel like you are also the Queen of Wands. Interesting, we have the Page of Wands and then the Queen of Wands. So I do feel like a growth has happened. I feel like this page now falling under the Fool. Like I fell down, but then the Two of Swords, or the Two of Pentacles, Two of Wands is here. But I could back up again. This Queen's looking at those 10 swords. Those 10 swords represent, to me, a repeat pattern. Because I'm literally taking sword after sword after sword in my back. And I have to know that another sword is coming, because why wouldn't it? It's what has been, it just keeps going on. I have to break that, right? I can't take these swords anymore. And I don't need to take these swords. I could see where it could be very difficult to, if I've been living in that Ten of Swords energy. And by the way, I could talk about living with a narcissist type energy. Like the type of energy where, someone just cannot be faithful or cannot keep their word. And each one is like a dagger in your back. How long do you want to stay in that? Because what follows that is that Eight of Swords, self-created prison. Alright, well look at this. So we have the Chariot. The one card that I don't know when it came out. But that's okay, because I feel like whenever I turn them over, it's the right time. This is a beautiful energy, guys. First of all, this 2023 is represented by the Chariot. So I feel like this is saying that this change or changes are happening now, soon, within this year. They feel life-changing. It's like an echo of love. And that echo could be from lifetimes ago. But this is talking about now, today, moving forward, right? This is current energy. The Fool lives in the present. Chariot is unlimited potential. How can it be unlimited potential? Because you control it. You control it with your mind. This is why Justice says you must have balance first. Because the Chariot requires that. This is the balance of the light and the dark within yourself. The masculine and the feminine. The right and the wrong, right? This is just balance. And living a balanced life, I feel like, just makes everything unlimited. Everything. In the best of ways, by the way. Like, don't put a limit on it. There's no need. Card of Cancer, I should say that. Putting it right in the middle, though. You know, I feel like, long story short, this is talking about someone who is not very happy in their life right now. And, you know, I can't turn my back to it. And listen, it may not mean that I can change it immediately, but I can certainly start putting, you know, plans in place. I feel like for some of you it's saying, remember your inner child and how unencumbered it was. The chances you took. You know, don't regret them, because you've gained wisdom from them. Even those that include the Tower. There was a great wisdom, right? The Tower, yeah, it has knocked me off my foundation, but you got back up again. You know, and I feel like because Strength card is there too, is like you've really learned, like myself, like I've learned, like where do I hold myself back and why? Maybe you don't think you're as special as you really are. And if that's the case, I feel like it may have come from someone else's mouth. Other people's mouth. Again, these 10 swords. Can you overcome them? Well, you have victory and success right there. So the answer is yes. Will you overcome them? I feel like if you're willing to take a chance, absolutely. You know, we're not guaranteed that a Tower will never happen, but the more wisdom and spiritual discernment that we use and we have, I don't know, I feel like the easier our lives become. Like we know pretty quickly whether I should move right or left. Right? Don't forget, intuition, your intuition, is right under Temperance, divine timing. Knight of Pentacles, guardian angel energy. This I can trust. You know, what's taken this night so long? Well, I can't come in to your life when you're in the Eight of Swords. You kind of pushed me out. You're telling me no. So I have to wait until you break yourself free, and then I come in. And you can trust that. Gemini. I don't know why, I'm just getting this feeling of echoes of love. All right, let's read Mother Mary. And let's read them both, because I feel like both are important. So let's start with prayers. This card reminds you of prayer's powerful and positive effect and asks you to apply it to your present situation. This is especially true if you feel stuck. Eight of Swords. Four of Cups. Confused or powerless. Ten of Swords. That's an illusion that you're powerless, though. Let me read that whole sentence again. This is especially true if you feel stuck, confused, powerless, or in any pain. Surrender these feelings to heaven and ask for divine intervention. Here it is. Then listen carefully for God's messengers, the angels who deliver his guidance to you in the forms of feelings, signs, ideas, visions, and dreams. When you worry about a situation, you actually draw to you more negativity and feelings of paralyzing victimhood. So worrying gives you more things to worry about. In contrast, when you pray, you draw upon the most powerful force in the universe. Mother Mary reminds you to turn worries into prayers by saying, God, please help me with, and then pouring your heart out to him or her about cares and concerns. You'll notice an emotional release immediately upon praying as you shift from fear to faith. Fear to faith. What is faith carrying? The Ten of Cups, the Two of Cups, and then the Ace of Wands. Compassion. Let's read compassion. And have compassion for yourself also. Don't forget that. This card is an angel that comes to you to uplift the way that you're seeing your current situation and the people in it, including yourself. As a sensitive person, you're affected by others' negativity, and this has recently darkened your emotions and thoughts. To bring more light into the world, see people's situations through the eyes of Mother Mary and the angels. Know that they and you are doing the best they can. Although we all make mistakes, ultimately, everybody wants the same thing: peace and love. This card calls for you to be the peacekeeper in this situation and to make the first move towards a harmonious resolution. By sharing peace and love, you bring healing blessings to this situation and increase your own self-esteem. Listen, let's say this is talking about a relationship that is current, but not really working. I definitely feel like if two people want to work on it, they could be successful, but both have to want it, right? If someone just doesn't want it, I feel like don't waste too much time, because first of all, I feel like I shouldn't have to beg someone to be in love with me. They're either in love with me or they're not. And as much as that can hurt, like, what do you mean you don't love me? The truth is, they're kind of setting you free to find the one who can love you and will love you, like unconditionally. The one that you will live together with in the Ten of Cups. So, I can't regret. I don't want to regret. It just wouldn't do me any good. I want to learn. And as I learn, I start opening up doorways and pathways that I didn't even know existed. I mean, honestly, guys, that's been my life, and I'm a Gemini moon. That has been my life. I know, and I know you know, if you just look back at the cycles in your life, a lot of times the things that have happened were completely unexpected. Some you did plan for, and I feel like that's an important part of this reading. Yes, plan. Especially if you're nervous about change, try to put a plan in place as much as you can. But other than that, I really feel like if you're discontent, change it. Or don't. and you know what I mean? Because I feel like it's saying with the Ten of Swords here, it's nothing going to change until you change. Whether you change your situation or you change yourself. Maybe I have this realization that, man, I keep creating these prisons for myself. I keep allowing other people to put these daggers in my back. Enough is enough. That's why the Four of Cups flipped around right in front of us. This is being proactive in one's life. Over here, it's not. Though the Fool is saying, I want you to. Right? The inner child within you is like, do it. Take a chance. And then I feel like, when you do that, I feel like Divine has your back. Like, I don't feel like this Knight of Pentacles is a one-time visit. I feel like, when I have clarity and I have an open heart and an open mind, I'm going to see this Knight over and over. It's my guidance. This Knight's going to help me. And don't forget, this is a pentacle that truly takes root. May last for eternity. All right, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to leave it there. I may do this as a premiere. I don't know. I'm like starting to really love doing premieres because I just like being with you as you're watching it, and I love the live comments. And if you have questions, I can answer them at that time. So we'll see, but I'll probably do this as a premiere. But I'm going to let that be. I love you guys. I thank you. Happy birthday to those who are celebrating. I hope this is going to be a great birthday for you. Free your mind, and the rest will follow. Free your mind, and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. Alright. Not that I think you're shallow. Okay, I don't know why. I wanted to look under that, and I have conflict and defeat. That's a feeling, right? I feel defeated, but you're not. Intuition. Trust your intuition. Your intuition is a gift. And, sometimes we get this feeling like we were just thrown down here on earth with no instructions, no guidance, but that's not true. We do have guidance. We just need to open our minds and open our hearts to receive it. We need to trust our intuition. Wrong card. Trust our intuition. Our inner knowing. Again, you're a spiritual being. You've been here. You've done that. Some of you, this may even be a love that you have loved before. That's why I don't know why I keep getting like echoes in love. Divine timing. I feel like when divine timing shows up, it's a great energy because you can really let go of control, concentrate on yourself and bettering your life. And I promise you that things that will follow are going to be on that vibration. Break yourself free from, those who keep putting daggers in your back. And some of these daggers you may put in your own back, right? With the Eight of Swords right here. Anyway, I'm still talking. I love you guys. I'll leave the rest of the conversation to the premiere. I love you so much. I hope you have the best birthday ever. I thank you for all the ways that you support my channel. All the ways. I'm not even going to list them. I just thank you for allowing me to be me in my readings. I couldn't be anybody else anyway. So, thank you. I love you. And I'll either see you at the premiere or I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.